Hello, my daily creatives. So, this is for March 31st. So, happy New Moon Eve. We're doing this. This is your daily reading. I don't know why I'm saying it like this, but we're gonna. That can get annoying really quick, so I'm gonna stop. um, so, I'm gonna dive right in here. I've been meditating before I start this reading, and I kept thinking about letting yourself be enough, and just trusting that you are enough, that you're worthy, and giving yourself grace. The Empress as being this beautiful manifestation of giving yourself grace. High Priestess can be that from an intuitive perspective, but I also feel like the Empress is this, you know, integration of all of the energies and, skills and beautiful things of all of the different suits. But I've just kept thinking of like, give yourself grace. So, we're going to dive right in. So, first and foremost, I would like to invite the angels, my guardian angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space. And I ask that it is a safe space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Thank you so much, Spirit. A lot of big, like, relief and release energy. Not like release as in like releasing people, but like letting yourself off the hook. Letting yourself off the hook. Ease and grace. These are beautiful energies. Let's surf them, shall we? I don't know if you can hear my cat. She's on the floor chirping at me. It will not shock me if she tries to jump up here to see all of you. Me time. Enjoy your own company. Afterglow. Land gracefully. There's the grace again. You are invited. Suit up, show up, and open up. That strikes me as High Priestess energy. It's almost like you're invited into the pleasure and joy of your own company, and that's where your grace is, like giving yourself grace. It's just rolling through my brain today. Rolling through my brain. I am going to use the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. My cat really likes this one, apparently. What? My animal. Where would we be without our familiars, right? I'm just gonna grab her because I worry that she's feeling a little lonely. Give me 2 seconds here. There we go. Come on, baby girl. Oh, I know. You're probably hearing all of her chirps right in your ears. So, okay, is that better? Come here. There you go. Half on, half off, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. No. She keeps trying to climb up to the full table, and that's not... Okay, Spirit, can I get some Heroes Ascension Journey messages for my creative collective here for March 31st, please and thank you. So 5 of Pentacles. Justice. Ten of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Excuse me. Can you move your paw? Thank you. Page of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Aye. This is like, not aye isn't bad, but like This is like some intense investing in yourself energy, my darling creative collective, my daily creative. March 31st. Two of Pentacles. Whoa. Page of Swords. Ten of Swords. Spirit, can I get one final message here for my creative collective from March 31st? And Nine of Swords. Can I? Two more? Okay. Ace of Wands. And Page of Pentacles. Okay. All right. I think you can see everything there. So what I'm... Oh, she's going to try and jump up here. Okay, come on. It's okay. We'll sit. We'll sit. It's fine. She's like, it is not okay. She wants to jump up on the desk, and I can't. We can't do that right now. Do you want to go down? Thank you so much for your patience with my baby girl, my little Eva. I call her my sweet potato though, because she's like a potato on 4 little toothpicks. So Five of Pentacles, where we're starting this journey, right? So this is kind of as things are right now. So I think that you are in this place of like needing to give yourself a little bit more grace, right? Like, I almost get the feeling that this golden hand that's in this Five of Pentacles right here, that's sort of like holding you, right? That's like holding you is a combination of both this card. So you are invited, right? So this is like an invitation to go deeper within, which is really, you see it in the card. So it's like an invitation to go deeper within. And then you also see it here, this landing gracefully, right? So it's like this graceful landing that's like pending, that's coming, or that's already underway. But it's like, this is how you're landing gracefully, is you're holding this Five of Pentacles part of you, as opposed to pushing it away. Because with the Five of Pentacles, what I'm hearing is that we push away what what is the Five of Pentacles in us, in the same way that when we see it in a spread, it's like, eesh, right? Like, it's not great. So I feel like this is really just a call to go a little easier on yourself, to hold yourself and let yourself be held. Ooh, I got really intense chills on that one, but like good ones. Like, that's my goosebumps. And I think like the call from the universe is to see yourself through the proper eyes, to see yourself through eyes that really do justice to how far you've come and where you're going as well. I do see a full moon here in the background, and this is the Libra card. So it's almost like I'm seeing the full moon in Libra. There's the moon behind. I don't know if you can see it that well. But I think there's something to the full moon in Libra that may become apparent to you, or you may find yourself particularly activated at that time. But it's almost like you're looking at this like at a movie. Like you're looking at a movie and watching this movie of your transformation. And this is sort of the call from the universe, is to reflect. You're like right there in the card, and you're like up watching the whole thing, right? You're watching the ups, the highs, the lows, and you're seeing how you kind of expanded and grew, and how this was sort of, I almost see like this is like the beginning stage of like, this sets the stage, and then this is where you end up, right? Like, it's like you expand into this version of yourself, and that's how like you're invited to this show to reflect. And that's part of your journey, is to pull back for a minute and to really understand that the grace and I don't know why grace is so big right now for me, but grace and gratitude in this Ten of Pentacles. Like, we see this as like a wish fulfillment and all of that, but the way I see it is like your garden is so full and expansive that you can invite the neighborhood, right? You're celebrating. This is, to me, it's a celebration of a long-term commitment. And this could be, a long-term commitment coming in, but this could also be the guide and mentor, like the guide. This position is like the things that are here to guide you that are happening outside, or within you. And the position in this spread to me is, people that you'll see that let you know that you're being guided, or ways that you are being guided internally. So it has multifaceted meanings. But I think that this is, really telling you that you're on the right path and that you've invested in the right things. Like you're blooming. Like I get this idea in my mind of you blossoming. Like you're beginning to just flower, right? Like people may say like, oh, you're glowing, like the glow around the tree, like you've been glowing. And I think it's this idea, not so much idea, but like this understanding that this is how you're going to know, right? You need to be mentored and guided by your own light. And you do that by understanding and giving yourself enough time to pull back and see what really is true about you and what's true for you, right? What's true for you? What's true for you about how you understand, like how you value yourself and how you've been valuing yourself, or how you may have valued yourself in the past as well. And this particular, so the Eight of Pentacles, this is showing up as this can be an inconvenience that kind of turns into a tower if we don't really address it on the journey, right? And I'm seeing that here, you're kind of giving up on the idea that your value comes from you doing things. Your value is not in you doing. It's not in the work that you do. To be inherently worth it and inherently lovable, you can't really be in this energy, right? You can't be in this overgiving energy. And I feel like you've been in this energy for a very long time. And I just get the impression that it's sort of like, it's almost become part of you, and you've learned to decorate it so that it looks pretty. Like it looks really great, but it's still overgiving. It's still overgiving, and that takes away from your understanding of how valuable you truly are. The Page of Pentacles is here as the kind of protagonist companion. And I think that these are, small ways that you thought were small things, small ways that were, oof, that's intense. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. I just got this image of like the things that were mirroring back to you, making you feel small and making you feel like you weren't really worth it and you were not sure. But you've done the work to transmute that, and you're crossing the bridge to the other side of it. But it's almost like there were these like larger than life figures whose offers were not what they thought. Like they didn't fit with what you are worth. And the way I look at it too is like, it's almost in one way, it looks like they're offering these, but the way I'm looking at it is like they took. So it's almost like a Page of Pentacles in reverse, right? Like instead of giving these offerings, it's like they were taking them. And I think that that's kind of what took you off of the path to seeing this sooner. And I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles here as the sort of protagonist companion, because I feel like this is the part of you that you haven't really made friends with yet. And you see this and you regard this part of yourself in a way with fear, not because you don't believe it's true, because I feel like you do. Like it wouldn't be here if you didn't. I almost feel like this Queen of Pentacles energy is you showing up in a way where you're doubting that you have what it takes, but like you do, but it's almost as though this fear, how do I word this? This fear has like, it's made it so that you only have to trust and rely on yourself. And that's been like well and good. And there's a hesitation to really open up to other people, right? Yeah. I'm almost getting this kind of like, I'm almost feeling this is sort of like your inner voice and your inner child. And I don't know if you can see the expression on their face. Let me see if I can do it here. Yeah, I don't think it'll do it. But the face on it looks really proud. Very like accomplished. And I think that maybe you need to know that your inner child and your inner voice are very proud of you. That they are very happy. That you have gone through this kind of... You've kind of gone through it. And I think it's also, this can impact work as well. Like this isn't just interpersonally speaking. I think that this need for grace, extending yourselves grace, in a way that balances relationships too, right? I see this full moon as a full moon in Libra and the two hands at the top. It's like a balancing that splits you open. It's a balancing of energy that allows you to reflect on like the light and dark within you. When it comes to creative projects and work, what I'm getting is that this was possibly the way that you related to tasks, specific tasks, but also your dreams, because there's so much pentacle energy here. And this tells me that it's like a reinvestment, like this me time, enjoy your own company. It's almost like a reinvestment of energy in yourself, right? And that's how you're landing gracefully. You are invited, like you're inviting yourself, you're inviting your inner self back in, right? You're inviting this beautiful, beautiful inner child back into the picture. And I think that's making all the difference in the world. Yeah. The 9 card is the hermit energy in the traditional tarot. So it's almost like this is wisdom for you. Like this is the wisdom, inviting yourself back in. And I almost get that this is like a cosmic pearl, right? Like a cosmic pearl that she's holding on to, or that they're holding on to. Almost as though it's been polished and, like polished from nothing. But it wasn't nothing. You weren't nothing. And so we have the Two of Pentacles here in the kind of the biggest battle and tension that you're facing either today or otherwise is, I think, balancing all of these things. And yeah, when I was holding this, I was like, it's like I'm getting a picture of a diamond under pressure, but it's a pearl, so that doesn't make sense. And then in this card, of course, why wouldn't there be? There's a diamond, right? You're balancing on all of this. There's like a pressure. It's like under pressure. The balance really, like the balancing act that this has kind of had you put on has been feeding everyone else. Like, look at like it's almost like roses, like raindrops, right? Like it's been abundant for everybody else, but for you, I think that you can't even catch your breath because you're just caught in this dance. But I think it's important to remember that though it's been really difficult, there is wisdom in the fact that this is becoming a diamond for you. This is becoming a diamond of an epiphany, of a realization, something that you are shifting away from. And the Page of Pentacles here shows up as the Muse of Voices. And again, it's like, I think that this is almost the initiation I'm getting. The clarity is what initiates you. This is like the treasure and fortune after difficulty. And it's almost like I'm getting this rite of passage, like this initiation into this kind of diamond way of seeing. And like, I think that you really had to let go. Let the diamond cut you. Let the diamond cut you open. Let the diamond cut you open. Let the wisdom of the diamond cut you open. And I heard that also because of the 10 of Swords that's next. So this is kind of like the journey back home after this has all taken place, right? Like you're headed back home after the journey. And I think that this 10 of Swords is what you're giving up and letting go of. And you are kind of letting it crack you open in a way, right? It can really only look up from here. And not in a horrible way, but because I think this is like you're leaning into this initiation, right? Like you're leaning into the initiation. You're letting yourself be taken through this rite of passage. And then with one foot in the old and in the new, this is the 9 of Swords that came up. So I think that there's almost a bit of a worry that there's going to be a return to that. And like the rite of passage, this is so wild. But I got this image of like this wisdom from your sacral chakra that was almost like an energy that the rite of passage was playing with, in terms of like it was dancing with it as part of this passage through. And then the 10 of Swords was also the sacral energy as well, the color of the dress there. And then it's almost like this is like the worry is that you're going to lose your grip or lose your access. Like it almost feels like this sacral wisdom, this joy, this pleasure, like enjoying and delighting in yourself and your own company It's almost like it was like you're worried that it's like a magic trick. Like I almost get the image of somebody pulling on this thing that just keeps going and going, which is great in terms of energy, but it's still a magic trick, right? And it's almost like you're worried a bit that it was sort of this trick or illusion. Again, the full moon energy. This also strikes me as like enlightenment and some hanged man energy. Being that this is a 9 card, it could also mean the hermit as well, because the 9 card is the hermit, which showed up there on the oracle as well. So this card here is another 9 card, but I just get this image of like you're worried that it's like it was all a trick, like it wasn't even a dream, it was just like a trick, and that you're gonna just have to, figure out how to make it all work again. Oh, so this is the Muse card. I think of them as pages when they come out. There are actual pages in this deck. So bear with me, because the page is going to come out here and you might be like, oh, what? The Page of Pentacles was here. So the Muse of Pentacles is slightly different in this deck, but I read it a little bit differently intuitively. But nonetheless, so clarifying the 9 of Swords was the Page of Wands. And I think that you're kind of, there's a little cat there, of course. I don't know if you can hear my cat. She just chirped. But I think that this is kind of ushering in inspiration for you. And I think you have to trust it. You really have to trust it. That's the hard part, right? Like after this kind of process happens and it's all internal and you're just like, okay, well, I'm going to trust with what basis for doing so? Well, I think that you need to. Because that's like, this is almost like the offers that are going to come in afterwards, right? And this is where you're seeing yourself, you're seeing your value reflected in the opportunities that come to you, right? They tell you a lot about yourself and how you're vibrating and what you're manifesting and what your frequency is, because you're seeing them. Like you're seeing this manifest right here, like you're seeing it. And what I just saw here, so I have a chakra deck and the card on the bottom was letting go. I'm going to read that because it's very serendipitous. I didn't even see it. And I was thinking chakral energy. Chakral. Oh my gosh. Really? Sacral. Sacral energy. So I release repressed or trapped emotions and their associated beliefs with ease and grace. Where appropriate, I let go of those people and situations that perpetuate hurt and unease. I release my investment in staying safe and stuck. I surrender trust and allow the light to guide me. I release. Yeah, this is like, I think this is almost like instructional. Like, it's almost like, it reminds me of a prescription. Like Spirit was like, the universe Spirit was like, and this is what you have to do. Whoa, this is what you have to do. I'm just going to put that here because that's wild. That's wild, but so good. So freaking good. I'm going to pull from the Miracles Now deck. More? Okay, clarifying. Okay. Clarifying? Yeah. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I'm going to clarify with the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot here and just get a bit of a broader view on the release. I'm hearing on the release. Okay, so we'll clarify the release because it says I release right here. On the release. Okay. Yeah, see, there's your grace. There's your grace. Spirit, can I get some guidance for my daily creatives for March 31st, please? And thank you so much. Five of Cups. Tower. Oof. Yeah, I think that you're realizing the fact that you had it in you all along is the Tower moment. I don't think it's like a crash bang kind of tower. I do not get that impression. I think this justice is cause and effect to me right now. It's showing up as cause and effect. So I almost feel like this Eight of Pentacles is reflecting this, the fact that like, if it's this way, if it's this sort of like overgiving and you're making it really pretty and all of that stuff, even if it's really harmful to you, you have to understand that you're pulling the strings on that and that it's just a cause and effect and that you can change it, right? Like these hands, you're pulling the strings. You're pulling the strings. Thank you so much, Spirit. Do you know that you're lovable? Do you know that that's probably what wants to come through? Holy crap. I mean, it's good. It's not, I'm not like, ugh, love. Ugh. I know that Aquarians have reputations, but like, I'm a freaking marshmallow. No, this is sweet. I think that this is what unlocks your ability to let in love and like a balanced relationship and a balanced offer, right? Like not one that's like a Knight of Wands. This is like sacred union in a way. This is also the 1111 card is the twin flame card. Like to me, this is like balance that's coming in. It's a sense of balance. It's an increased awareness of what is balanced when it comes to your doorstep. So you're not like, oh, I don't know how to decide this. So that you're not in this like, and this could be the Two of Pentacles energy, so that you're not like, oof, and like super thrown by the energy, right? You're staying in your sacral chakra. You're letting go. You're releasing trapped emotions. And their associated beliefs with ease, with ease and grace. Where appropriate, I let go of those people and situations that perpetuate hurt and unease. And it's the perpetuation of hurt, right? Like, because like, it's not just being hurt, but we can also perpetuate hurt against ourselves, right? By staying in this Five of Pentacles place and by refusing ourselves the grace that we give to others, by refusing ourselves the compassion that we give to other people, by giving it to other people without ever extending it to ourselves. Yeah, like without ever giving ourselves the opportunity to make something meaningful out of heartbreak and hurt, right? Meaningful for ourselves in a narrative that's healing for us. Six of Pentacles on the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. That is super duper balanced. But I think this is also going to give you a renewed Fool energy, renewed way of giving to others that puts an end to cycles of the past, that puts an end to the stuff that would happen in the past. And I think that's the key here. That's the nitty gritty of it, is that it's not just about like, for me, relationships aren't just, they're not about getting, like they're not, like it's about balance, sure, but like, and it's not just about like loving being in love. It's like finding someone that you fall in love with, like that, like falling in love with somebody. And you see the nuances of things, like I don't know, like the way that they smile and the way that they light up and all of that stuff. It's like that's unique to them. And I think that you can't really give from a balanced place. You can't move forward on things from a balanced place unless you give yourself that compassion and really let go. And it's not about just general releasing, right? It's not about general releasing. Because I think we all have things we need to release. It's such a general statement. But what I'm seeing here is that release repressed or trapped emotions, but also let go of people and situations that perpetuate hurt and unease. Because if we're always in a place of, my nose is really itchy. Oh, if we're in a place of unease for a really long period of time, that's an instability, right? That's also emotional unavailability. And I think that we have to let go of those things in order to remind ourselves that we deserve that stability. When we're in those situations all the time, that's the temperature that the rest of the house will be set to. And I refer to your heart as a house. That's the temperature that you've set the house to. So you have to craft your life accordingly, according to the temperature that you want. And, some people can get really upset when you start to make decisions about that stuff. Like I've had friends that were not happy, because it didn't fit anymore. Right. Like I don't, I think about the person who referred to me as like, or like the practices of things that I'm doing here is like sorcery, and then kind of seemed a little bit upset that like, and acted like I was trying to erase them by curating myself in my life so that I didn't have them in it, because we weren't best friends. We weren't really close. They didn't message me personally for years. It was all social media interactions, right? So it's just like people can get really hurt, but it's like, why am I going to put myself in situations that are going to immediately devalue me, and that will immediately just be super harmful to me, right? Like, why am I going to do that? It just doesn't make sense. And I think that it's reaching that point for you here where you're just like, it doesn't make sense. It's like, make it make sense. Make contributing to perpetuating your own pain and hurt, make that make sense. Because I don't think that you can. Once you hit this like Queen of Pentacles energy and you really stand in that, once you stand in the release, and once you start to see yourself reflected, like you're good, you're light, you're all of the lovability to you and that is within you and that you deserve. Once that starts to show up in opportunities around you, you're going to see it reflected. You're going to see it reflected. And I don't think that you can really come back from that, right? I don't think you can come back from that. And why would you want to? Why would you want to? So I'm going to keep clarifying here. These and other motivational speeches, all on Into the Infinite. No, like, I feel like that's kind of what it is here, right? Like, yeah. Spirit, can I get a little more clarification here for this ascension journey? Yeah, 9 of Cups. That's what you're turning this into. Water into wine is what just came to mind. Water into wine. Water into wine. I mean, like, unless you don't like wine, then why don't we say water into your beverage of choice? I feel like sometimes Spirit in the deck is like a little bit funny with me because I was like, or the beverage of your choice. And it was like, yep. Because I almost think of this as like wine glasses that you're walking away from. And anyways. Okay. Thank you for that, Spirit. Can I get some more clarification for my creative collective, please? Five of Pentacles. I'm almost getting that you're not really sure of how to proceed here. Going from the 5 of Pentacles, balancing this 2 of Pentacles and that being like the big struggle. But then this like rite of passage, right? This rite of passage. I'm almost seeing this divine feminine energy too with this triangle here. Oh, is it going to show? There we go. With this triangle. Like it's almost like divine feminine energy. And I think that may be what is being healed here if you are an adherent to twin flame journeys. And the Tower is coming in, I think, as like, it's like a sudden understanding. I think it's that like boom transformation. Like it's more like thunder that you hear that wakes you up from a deep sleep as opposed to a tornado going through town, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Can I get some clarification on this Tower, Spirit? On this Tower. Yeah. Yeah. What did I just say? That it's thunder that woke you up from a deep sleep? I feel like that's a perfect metaphor for anxiety and like anxious thoughts. That's all that they are. The monsters in the closet aren't real. The monsters are in the closet are not real. I don't know who needs to hear that, but 3333 is just on the time there. And threes and threes. Oh my gosh. I love it when Spirit works like this. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a moment with my deck, so just give me a moment. I think that there's something to partnership here, and instead of seeing relationships as like this, like it's almost like you're yeah, it's like seeing relationships as companionship, as like the relationships, not just with people around you, but with yourself. Like we have ways of viewing relationships with other people, right? What just came to mind was like obligation or companion, right? Where you're taking responsibility or where you're actually letting someone meet you fully. Like, do you know what that feels like? For someone to meet you fully, where like they see you, they like see your bullshit. They see it all. 3434 was just on the time. They know how to like say that one thing, and then it just pisses you off because you know that you can't hide your habits. You know that you can't hide your stuff. And that's not to say that people who, make jabs and things like that, that's not what I'm talking about when it's done in a harmful way. That's perpetuating hurt and unease. What I'm talking about here is someone who is like on your team, someone who's on your side, right? That like companion, like a true blue partner, a partner in love. I almost feel like that's kind of what this brings in. Interesting that it's through the sacral chakra. It could just be letting go of blocks that you've had. Yeah, blocks that you've had to recognizing that, like, what that feels like, what it feels like to have that. Spirit, can I get some clarification on this 10 of Swords here? Thank you so much. Hangman, yeah. Kind of slow burn enlightenment. Yeah, slow burn enlightenment. I heard slow burn in hell enlightenment, and that is not, that is, no. I mean, it might feel like you had like there was a fire lit underneath you, perhaps, if we're talking about allegories and whatnot. But the way I see this is more so of like, I'm hearing Chiron because I've been reading up on it a bit, and I know that Chiron was a centaur or is a centaur, and the myth goes that it was like the unhealable wound. I took a Chiron course from Soulful Revolution. I know that there's one up now. I haven't taken it, but I haven't taken the most recent one, but with the unhealable wound, it's sort of like being wounded, and it's like patterns that keep showing up and showing up and showing up, and that they just do not go away. And I've been exploring that thought in my kind of like my downtime, my like me research time, in relative to Saturn, and how Chiron and Saturn can kind of be two sides of the same coin, where like what Chiron is the primal wound and Saturn is its karmic expression later. Right? So it's like, and not later, like as in like once upon it's been 84 years, like that Titanic meme. But it's sort of the expression of all of these tough edges to lessons that you need to learn to move forward. And I almost feel like that's kind of what this is like. Like it's like you may feel like you had to like, you burned a little bit. Like I'm getting this like burn, and not like burn in hell, like Dante or anything like that. I'm talking about like it burned you. I'm feeling like heartburn, like just like this momentary flash of heartburn because it really upset you. 3737. Like I feel like you had to eat your anger. You had to swallow your words. You had to stuff down what you really wanted to say. And that it's like you had to do that because it was the way that it was made up, was that you had to do it so that people didn't really see, like that there was a way that you couldn't express it, right? So you release repressed or trapped emotions and their associated beliefs, right? So it's like the repression of things. And I think that it's letting it go. It's truly letting it go. And I feel like this is sort of the 3D letting it go. Like the cycle has ended. But then this is sort of Neptune and Pisces inviting you to let it go from all of the dreamy manifestations it may have. When you I think about this as like in this context, is like when you're in the shower and you think of all the things you want to say that you wish you would have said, that would have made you sound so smart and superior. But like in the moment, you had your most honest reaction, which is the higher octave of Neptune. And just like okay, well, that's fine, whatever. But then like you want to deliver one of these swords back, and like I have fire in my chart, so I know like that when they try to get the last word in a fight, and you want to be like get rah, 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 and then just like send it right back to them. But I think I feel like I don't fight like that at all, and I sounded more like a Muppet than a human, so there's that. When I get really angry, I usually just tear up, and I need to go like assess and then come back. But it's like I feel like instead of choosing, like you can choose to do emotional processing differently here, and I think that's what's going to change the game for you, is that you didn't. Maybe it's like I'm feeling like a lack of closure, like you needed closure. You needed closure. Like, I released my investment in staying stuck, safe and stuck. I surrender, trust, and allow the light to guide me. That's almost like this release of like, you don't need to get closure or the last word because justice is here, right? Like, justice is the call from the universe. This is how it's showing up in this spread that came to me, was like, this is it. Like, justice is here. Cause and effect. Let other people's nonsense be their nonsense. You don't need a sense of revenge to get satisfaction and to be truly happy, right? You deserve a kind of happiness that doesn't hinge on other people getting theirs. No, you really don't. And if you've been hurt in a way that's made you want to see other people, have that heartburn back, I wish I could give you like a big hug right now and just say like, you deserve a happiness like this. You deserve this kind of happiness, right? Not a 5 of swords or 5 of wands, or 5 of swords or 7 of wands happiness. Like legit happiness where you forget where you are happiness. The Pisces. Spirit, can I get just a few more cards here to clarify? This is one hell of a message. This is March 31st. This is some Aries new moon stuff right now. Spirit, can I just get 2 or 3 more here? Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. Patience. Resisting boredom. The Hermit on the bottom. I think that this is like giving yourself, like, we don't go and yell at the garden to make it grow faster, right? That's never worked for my parsley and it's freaked out the neighbors. So, no, I'm kidding. You don't go and scream at your garden to make it grow. And it's like, why are you doing that with your healing process in your heart right now? Like your healing process, this was on the bottom, your healing process in your heart. Because, my dear, it's very precious. Like, there's a wisdom here that is, I'm almost getting like, there's wisdom that's trying to shine its light here. And the way that the card showed up is you weren't paying attention to any of it. So I think that the call here, the final, like, the curtain call on this situation today or this week or what have you, is really you letting the wisdom, like letting the light shine on this situation. Yeah, see, there's the 5 of Wands. Yeah. Spirit, can I get one final message for my creative collective for March 31st? High Priestess. Oh, why wouldn't the High Priestess be here? Why wouldn't the High Priestess show up? Death was on the bottom. Sometimes I just feel like Spirit is holding this reading, this collective, and just really like carrying you through. This is amazing. I think that this is like Spirit saying, the transformation isn't something to be feared. It's something that's part of you. Yeah. There's a lot of messages coming through right now to you as well. A lot. Because we have Pisces and Neptune, High Priestess and Death. Like, hey, oh, that's a lot of messages. Lots. So before I go into the Miracles Now deck, and then some Miracles Now by Gabby Bernstein, and the Love and Connection deck, Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection by Mike Dooley. I'm going to go through the signs and the houses here just for those for whom it matters. So we have Justice, which is Libra, and that is the 7th house, and that is related to Venus. We also have here Tower, which is that is Mars energy. I think about it as some Pluto energy, but Pluto's here too. So this is Mars energy. So the Tower is Scorpio, I think of. Mars, Pluto. The Tower in its Mars energy can also be Aries in the 1st house. This can be Scorpio and the 8th house as well, in my mind. The Moon is Cancer energy, and that's the 4th house. We also have here the Hermit card, which is the 6th house, and that's Virgo and Mercury. Yeah, it's almost like, this is so funny. Wisdom is communicating with you here. It's like, but in a way that is quite silent, so you have to listen. Can I just, whoa, rewind. So Wisdom, 6th house Mercury. Wisdom is communicating with you through the Hermit, but you're in a 4 of Cups moment. Don't let the 4 of Cups energy linger. I want to say, like, you're not seeing the wisdom, but like the call is for you to just trust it with the High Priestess here. and the Death card transforming you. The Fool energy is Uranian energy, and that is Aquarian energy, the 11th house. We also have the Hanged Man, which is Pisces and Neptune in 12th house. Although Jupiter can also be like a touch of that Pisces energy too. And we also have the High Priestess here, which is the Moon energy and more Cancerian energy. And then we have Death, which is, of course, Scorpio and Pluto. Oh my gosh, I had a moment. I was like, freeze. Scorpio and Pluto energy. So this is that's how that all stacks up in terms of houses and signs. So you could be dealing with any of those signs. You could be those signs. I know that some readers focus on that, and I love that they do because it helps to identify. But I find the daily readings to be very about you more so. So that's kind of how that falls. But I do enjoy when they add it into other readings because it kind of structures it for me and helps me understand how it resonates for me. So I'm going to take from this Miracles Now deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. Okay, why? Because I want to give you some actionable, accessible advice from Spirit. So Miracles Now by Gabby Bernstein. Spirit, can I get you to, thank you so much. This creative collective, this daily creative for March 31st. Thank you so much. Oof. Oh, this is beautiful. I make that sound. I don't even know what my sounds are. They sound like syllables, but like DJ remixed or something. I don't even know. If I want to feel supported, I must support myself. That's like a blend of the root chakra and sacral chakra energy. If I want to feel supported, I must support myself. And I think that's true with all of this pentacle energy. You must support yourself. You must lean into yourself, and not in a way that's like self-centered or anything like that. It's just it's hard to give yourself grace and to land gracefully. It's hard to land gracefully when you're disconnected from the support system within you. When you're disconnected from the support system within you is what I'm hearing. And it's not wrong. Like, you glow, we beam. Thanks. In case anyone should ask, your heart isn't so large because of your wings. It's your wings that are so large because of your heart. Sometimes loving so much can be pretty heavy. Thanks for all you've shared, the universe. P.S. It's just another one of those nutty body algorithm things that it hurts so much. That's really important. That's really important to remember. What does it mean to support yourself, my love? What does it mean to support yourself? You'll find what you seek. Exactly. So support yourself and look for love. You'll find what you seek. If you've ever suddenly found and been loved by someone amazing, awesome, fun, and fantastic, chances are astronomical you will again. If you haven't found such a person, chances are astronomical you will. It's up to you, the universe. You'll find what you seek. There's a little heart there. I had this Finding Heart project once upon a time, and I have this tattoo right here. You can't really see it, but bloop, right there as part of it. And it's just, I remember finding hearts everywhere, and I found that the more that I was attuned to hearts, the more I would find. And I feel like that's so true of love, but it's also true of things to love about ourselves, right? That foundational, like supporting yourself, like the more you find to love about yourself, the more you'll find to love about yourself. And it's a weird paradox of the universe, right? And when you are surrounded by, or have been, if your life has been touched by narcissism or narcissists, what often happens is they convince you that you standing in your own strength and supporting yourself, and really standing in your power is a threat to them. So something I had to deal with was being told all of these untrue things about asserting myself and standing in my own power and supporting myself. It's not, there's nothing wrong with you for doing those things. It's sort of like a trick of the light that narcissists play so that they can maintain power and control over you, right? Where it's like they say that you're the one that's doing the horrible thing that they're actually doing, which is gaslighting. They're gaslighting you when they do that. And that's to convince you that you should apologize to them so that they can keep pulling on your energy and feeding themselves, right? So it's like that's where we can learn and develop habits to and like really take in messages that aren't true about us. We can take in these messages that we supporting yourself at its most base level and believing in yourself and seeing the beauty in opportunities and the things around you as like this is like self-centered somehow. No, like it's a choice to find what you seek, right? It's a choice. You're finding the beauty around you and you're recognizing that there's a resonance with what's inside of you and that you're lovable independent of all of it. Independent of all of it. But that there's something fundamental about it, and that is you supporting yourself at a very basic level. So if any of you have had that experience with narcissists, I do apologize. I know that that is both horrifying and very deeply painful. I had a run-in with two between 2016 and the beginning of 2018, and it took a lot of rebuilding internally. And then after that, there were other kinds that came up, but those were two of the really horrible ones, and that's where I had to learn all of this stuff. It's like a re-education, right? You're relearning, right? But you have to first start like in terms of it's a reinvigoration, rejuvenation, but it also starts with release, right? Release. So where appropriate, I let go of those people and situations that perpetuate hurt and unease. Why? Because you deserve support and ease. So my wonderful daily creatives, this was one heck of a message for a Thursday. But if this resonated for you, please feel free to like and subscribe. It helps me to grow this channel and to continue to do this. I really enjoy doing tarot. I feel like it's such a joy and honestly an honor to have spirit work through me in the cards and with channeling and guidance that I get to offer. Like, this is super cool. So I'm very grateful. And there are other ways that you can connect with me in terms of monthly readings, or next week I'm going to be dropping some timeless readings. I've been working on them the past couple of days, so that's exciting. I know. So that's going to be coming out soon. And then there's also creative unconscious readings that I do on weekends. So more content for you that just is an absolute joy to have rush through me. So thank you for your eyes and your time. And if this is where we part, my daily creatives, have a wonderful day. Bye.